Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to Pole Day qualifying for tomorrow afternoon's 10th race of the second season of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series powered by the WRA. 10 minutes have already started for Pole Day qualifying here for the Cup drivers. Had our truck race here yesterday, getting ready for who will be in tomorrow afternoon's Winston Cup race. Kasumi Takashi, the first driver out on the track in the number 27 machine. It is 7 drivers that will make it into the show tomorrow afternoon. Everybody else will fail to qualify. Takashi trying to make her second start, 64th in the points table. She is now going to be the first driver to set the benchmark. Well, 44.586. That's because her pit stall was behind the start finish line, so she will actually begin her first official time lap. This is a 1.5-mile track, Texas Motor Speedway. As we are going to see what will happen here tomorrow afternoon. First lap, it will be a 27.933 for that number 27 machine. Addison Peterson ran the truck race 2 days ago. Ran the truck race here yesterday. Did not qualify for the Busch race. Trying to make the Winston Cup race tomorrow afternoon. Currently second quickest, but that's because her time was behind the start finish line. Actually, Christian Williams is in the 25 this week. Addison Peterson, that's because I haven't changed the drivers, but it'll be next week at Dover. I'll have Courtney Lynn in that ride. Or if the 25 makes the show, I'll have Courtney Lynn in that ride. We're looking at Sarah Taylor, Shyla Askarov. She will start on the pole for the Busch race this afternoon. Jacob Foster, 16th quickest right now. Eric Alpha goes up to 6th quickest. Sarah Taylor, Skylar Davidson didn't qualify for the Busch race. Sydney Vortex, the 92 this week. There's Quentin Moore, Diego Marquez, trying to make his first start of the year and his debut race. Same with Elizabeth Gardner, trying to make another start. Luna Farmer, Carlos Rodriguez running the underdog colors on his Dodge. Jesse Art, 17th quickest, now 19th. Momo Akari in the 84. Been a while since we've seen Momo Akari. This week in the 45 is CJ Bracken, trying to qualify his way into his home race at Texas. Did not qualify for either Busch or Trucks, so this is his last attempt as he got pushed to the bubble. We're looking at Matthew Hubert's and the 78th, now 19th quickest on that machine. There's Alexander Rowe, Daniel Gitteroff, Joe Moore, Chloe Erickson, Ben Erickson, Bora Park. Bora, will see her this afternoon in the Busch Series race. There's Ben Erickson. This should be Courtney Lynn in the 25. Forgot to change it to Courtney. Instead, I have Christian Williams. That's Courtney Lynn, actually, in the 25. Kasumi Takashi. Brenda Ealing made her first start of the year last week at Pocono. There's Michael Brown, the 44. Cassandra Mills trying to go 3 in a row. Dylan Ibrahimian, Brady Columbus. On the team, there's Lauren Grubius, will be in this afternoon's Busch race. Shade Earnhardt. Eric Alpha goes to the top of the timesheets. There's Summit Oskin, Leo Hill, Sar Mirmoez, Carolina Bradley. We'll see her this afternoon in the Busch Series race. Brendan Rogers trying to make the start here this week. Jesse Art on the outside looking in. Mouse, would you stop clicking, double clicking for whatever reason? Thank you very much. Daniel Voyle is trying to make his Winston Cup Series first start of the year. Currently third quickest in the Nuss Energy Audi. Trying to get Audi into the show this week. Right now, third quickest for that machine. Shade Earnhardt goes to the top of the timesheet. That bumps Cassandra Mills out, puts Quentin Moore now on the bubble. Brady Columbus did not qualify. As Azara Mirmoez goes second quickest, 27.129. Quentin Moore now on the bubble. We'll see Quentin this afternoon as he goes to the top of the timesheets. That puts Sarah Taylor now on the bubble. Quentin trying to make his second start. He has not made a race in a while. Max Anderson goes up to the top of the sheets. That bumps Shane Earnhardt. Daniel Voiles on the outside looking in. 27.052 for Max Anderson. Quentin goes second. That pushes Summit Oskin onto the bubble. So Shade Earnhardt needs to get into the show. Daniel Voiles looks like he's trying to get himself into the show. Of course, we already have an Audi with Annie Thomas in the 82. We'll see if DV can get a lap in. That's good enough to get him into the show this week. This is the 81's first attempt of the season. Excuse me there. I'm just having dinner right now as I'm doing this qualifying, so I hope everybody doesn't mind me. So I had something to eat, so I hope y'all don't mind. 27.175. He's going to need to pick it up. Same with Sarah Taylor. There's Shade Earnhardt now on the outside looking in. Let's find the 33 of Summit Oskin. He's on the bubble. Somebody's blown up. That's Alpha. Alpha's blown up. And he was fifth quickest coming into the session. As Sydney Vortex goes 26th quickest. Currently watching News on 6 on my phone. As the 73 of Skylar Davidson checked up in the corner. I think she's coming to pit road. Yes, she is. Oskin is trying to hang on to the final transfer spot. Look at that. 1/1000th right there. Max Anderson. Max Anderson trying to get in the show. Looks like CJ Bracken will have a triple whammy as he will not get to race at his home race this weekend. Down to 20 seconds left to go. I'm going to start a VC with Sean. And Oskin has been bumped. Sydney Vortex is in the field for now, along with Elizabeth Gardner. That bumps Summit Oskin on the outside looking in. Last chance for these drivers to get any laps under their belt. It's like Chloe Erickson. Looks like looks like none of the times improved. And Shyla Ascroft just bumped the 79 out of the show. 27,138. That's it. That's going to do it. Shyla Ascroft with a shot clock buzzer beater has bumped Elizabeth Gardner out of the show just like that. How about that for the Kyrgyzstan driver who's going to start on the pole for the cup or for the Busch race this afternoon? And that's it. And Max Anderson will be the fastest. Yes, I had to put MAX, but I already know who is who. Just remember the car number that they're in. Quentin Moore, Brady Columbus, Azar Mirba, Shyla Ascroft, Eric Alpha, Sydney Vortex will get the final transfer spot into the show. Unfortunately, the drivers who failed to qualify are Elizabeth Gardner, Samit Oskin, Shane Earnhardt, Daniel Voiles in his first attempt of the season, Brendan Rogers, Sarah Taylor, Skylar Davidson, Cassandra Mills won't make it 3 in a row. Carolina Bradley, we'll see her this afternoon for the Busch race, did not qualify. Diego Marquez, 2 weeks in a row for that 42 team. Bora Park, Daniel Gitterup, Brenda Eveling, now make that 9 of 10 in DNQs. Courtney Lynn, yes, I forgot to change it to Courtney Lynn. It says Christian Williams, but it's Courtney Lynn. Momo Akari, Jesse Art did not make any race this weekend in her home state as you look on down to the rest of the qualifying results. Kasumi Takashi, Michael Brown, Alexander Rowe, Ben Erickson, Daniel Gitteroth, Lauren Grubius, Addison Peterson, Mohammed Zain, Jacob Foster. We'll see him this afternoon in the Busch race. Chloe Erickson, Carlos Rodriguez, CJ Bracken, Matthew Hubert, Joe Moore, Leo Hill, Luna Farmer. Those drivers will not race this tomorrow afternoon, but Luna Farmer will see her this afternoon in the Busch race. We'll take a break. We'll get these 7 drivers to join the other 35 drivers as Pole Day qualifying continues here on the Blue Hedgehog TV's multimedia network. Welcome back to Pole Day qualifying for the Winston Cup Series drivers in preparation for tomorrow afternoon's 10th race of the season. Joining me, of course, Senor Sean. This is his home race as we're looking at Betty Barrett in the 49 machine as we got a quacking duck in the booth with me. Betty Barrett comes in this race at critical 35th in the standings. The good news is Carlos Rodriguez did not qualify for this race, so Betty Barrett will now extend her gap still between herself and the cut line. Sean is not too far away from Fort Worth, Texas. I think he's like, 5-10 minutes, I would say, away from Texas Motor Speedway, if I'm correct?
About
15, yes. So 15 minutes away. At least Sean gets to sleep in his own bed tonight. Everybody else is going to be in a hotel room. That's the best part for Sean racing here at Texas, as we're looking at Betty Barrett, as I said. As we have a lot of top story news coming into this weekend for the Winston Cuppers, including tomorrow afternoon's race. 4 more races left for these drivers until All-Star race weekend. As I'm recording this, NXT on the CW is coming on. Senor Sean, who's in the VC with me as I'm recording this qualifying session, as Barrett put up a 27.949. He's going to be watching AEW while we're also getting caught up on other score checks updates as far as that is concerned. Sydney Vortex raced her way in. There's Lucy Myers. Lucy comes into this race 26th in the points table. So she needs to have herself a good run here tomorrow afternoon. Betty Johnson making her second start in that purple 43 machine. So we're seeing all these drivers on track. Sean Hart still in his paint scheme. I haven't changed out the paint schemes, is why everybody's still in their paint schemes. I just been in a rush trying to get qualifying done for Texas. So just FYI, there's a reason why some of these paint schemes have not changed, as we have now hit NXT on the CW. As of this recording, it's been over a year since NXT got to be on the CW, which is good. There's Ashlyn Wright. We'll see her this afternoon in the Busch Series race. Ashlyn is the points leader. She will be starting in the 24th position this afternoon. Max Anderson made the show this week. Good for him. As NXT has officially started. That's why I'm trying to quickly get this recording done. Thankfully, it's only going to take a few minutes. There's Azara Mirmwes. Jessica Miller had a tough day last week at Pocono. Lost the points lead, as she fell all the way down to 7th in points. Believe it or not. And look who just turned the fastest. Shyla Asgrove. We saw her win the pole for this afternoon's Busch race. She's now second quickest. She just got pipped by Monica Towns, but imagine, and she just went back to the top of the timesheets. Shyla Asgrove won the pole for the Busch race. Could she win the pole for the Cup race? Wouldn't that be a shocker? In front of her is Senor Sean, currently 5th quickest. Which Sean will be running the Hera colors. That's why I was in a rush trying to get the results done. Sean jumped up to 11th in points in the 7. Oh no, I just said 7-11. And oh, thank heaven, if you ask me. There's Hannah Blue Jay. Just went to the top of the timesheets, 27.057 for the Lowe's Chevrolet. 10th in the points coming into this race. Ashley Horton, Tatum Wright. Tatum's was free falling the last couple of weeks. Now back up to 9th in the points. There's Ashlyn Wright. Ashlyn comes into this race 29th in the points. Dropped a spot last week at Pocono. There's Nathan Orman. If my mouse would stop double clicking. Nathan Orman lost a spot to 19th in the points. The good news is he's still the points leader for the Rookie of the Year drivers. Who is second in points? The gal that's trying to run him down for the points lead in the Rookie of the Year standings. Liliana Beta did not qualify for the Busch race this afternoon. Jumped up 4 spots to 21st position in the points. Jay Green dropped down to 24th in the standings, 3rd in the Rookie of the Year standings. So like I said, you would have to go, as my mouse would need to stop double clicking, please, and thank you would be nice. Drake Robertson dropped to 31st in the points table. Tonight is NXT versus TNA showdown. As my mouse needs to stop double clicking, please, and thank you would be nice. As Ashley Horton is currently the fastest here in the session with 4 minutes left to go. Here's your points coming into this race. Annie Thomas driving in the Audi, her second start in the Audi, and will be in that car for the rest of the year. She's the points leader over Vanko Seaman, 14 points ahead of Vanko Seaman. So technically you can say DVR World Knots Racing 1-2 in the points. Ashley Reynolds jumped up 7 spots to 3rd in the standings after her win last week at Pocono. Punched her ticket in the All-Star race, even though she already is in the All-Star race anyway. Maddie Crenshaw jumped up to 4th in the standings. Betty Johnson 5th. Margaret Jacobs stays in 6th. Jessica Miller dropped all the way down to 7th. Annie Crenshaw, Tatum Wright, Hannah Blue Jay will complete the top 10. As I said, you would have to go all the way down to 19th to find the rookie points leader, Nathan Orman. As we're starting NXT, title versus title match as we kick off NXT. There's Jacob Tutu. Dropped 5 spots down to 12th in the standings. There's Azara Mirmois, raced her way in. There's Todd Montgomery. Todd is 17th in the points. Cody Smart in his final Texas appearance. Only time we're going to Texas. He is 33rd in the points. Samantha Granger in the 07, 16th in the points. Jerry Harvick dropped 7 spots to 15th in the points. Timmy Turner, a couple of weeks ago, won at Martinsville. Fell out of the race, dropped down to 23rd in the points. Or stayed 23rd in the points. Annie Thomas is going to have her work cut out for her, currently 40th. That's, by the way, the points leader. Michael Anderson. Michael comes into this race 13th in the points, so he's got his work cut out for him. Betty Johnson. As Ponzo Albanese, 22nd in the points. Liliana Beta now 15th. There's Luke Knight. Luke is now 28th in the points, dropped 4 spots last time out. And there's last week's winner, Ashley Reynolds. Our winner from Pocono, first win of the season for Ashley Reynolds. And her second career Winston Cup Series win, believe it or not. Ben Tennyson in the 01 as we're down to a minute to go in qualifying, so I have not missed much of NXT and TNA battle. 14th in the points for the 01 for Ben Tennyson. And it looks like with about 48 seconds to go, I don't think anybody's going to beat a 27.057. That was sent by the Lowe's Chevrolet out of Hendrick Motorsports. Hannah Blue Jay, this will be her first pole of the season. Hannah Blue Jay, I don't think she's went to victory lane. Hannah Smith drove the 48. Of course, Hannah Smith is racing in the truck series. I'll have to go back through the Kentucky video to find out if I'll look after the deal is over if I made a mistake on spelling. But Hannah Smith will be locked in the All-Star race, but will need a ride for the All-Star race, which that will probably get covered nevertheless. Good qualifying for Eric Alpha. Shyla Ashcroft going to be on the front row. So Shyla's already had a great weekend in terms of qualifying is concerned. The big question for her going into this race weekend, can she keep that consistency going? As I'm clearing that up. And that is it for qualifying. Hannah Blue Jay, first pole of the season for Hannah. Let me see if she was in the series last season. If she is, then I forgot to give her an R, but that's okay. Yeah, and I think I've forgotten to give her an R, but that's all right. Not a big deal to me. Anyway, she is the pole sitter. Shyla Ashcroft will be alongside the highest of the rookie. Oh, yeah, Hannah Blue Jay is not a rookie, I should point out. Eric Alpha, Todd Montgomery, row 2. Monica Towns, Ben Tennyson, Jerry Harvick, Finko Seaman, Cody Smart, Luke Knight, your top 10. Senor Sean going to start in 21st. Betty Johnson, 17th. Those drivers have got some work to do. Nathan Orman, 27th, the rookie points leader coming into this race. The gal that's trying to run him down for the rookie points lead, Liliana Beta, going to be starting in 15th. Looking down through the rest of the qualifying results. Number of drivers didn't have good qualifying. And look who's on the back row, the Crenshaw sisters. Maddie and Annie bringing up the rear of the field. That's a bit rarity. But as I said earlier, this is a track where you can definitely play pitch strategy. You can pass. And these drivers that didn't qualify that well, they got a lot of work to do going into tomorrow afternoon's race, including the points leader, Annie Thomas. 39th is where she's going to roll off tomorrow afternoon. But that's going to do it here for qualifying. Hannah Blue Jay has her first pole of the season, first pole of the year for the 48 team. So congratulations to them on the pole. Hope you guys enjoyed this qualifying session. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We've shown your starting lineup for tomorrow afternoon's race. This afternoon at 4, we'll have the Busch race from here at Texas, and then tomorrow afternoon, the Cup race at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, for Sean Art, I'm Dee DeVos. Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you this afternoon or tomorrow, whenever you join us, on the World Racing Association's multimedia network, the greatest racing since 2013.